There we go. All right, I have it. All right. So what I want to do is I want to talk about people who say things like, can I really build a business? You know, I think your scenario, Kim, was perfect in that there are a lot of people walking away from the business because, from their jobs because they don't want to follow this mandate, which is, I think, on hold right now. But that doesn't mean that people haven't had to get it or given an ultimatum. So I really want to discuss the question of, can anyone out there really be successful? Is network marketing really something that I can walk away from my job and do successfully? So some of the questions that people might ask you are things like, I don't really know anyone other than the people that I worked with, or I'm an introvert and I get nervous talking in front of people. A lot of people have a problem with selling. I don't want to sell anything. I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to be pushy. So when you're talking to somebody who is thinking about walking away from their job, you need to be able to answer these questions. You need to be able to broach these subjects with them and lay the cards on the table and say, you don't have to know everything there is to know about the products before you start sharing. Some people might say, my house is too small. I don't have time. What if people say no? And why would anybody listen to me? Or I don't know where to start. Can you help me? So every single successful Young Living business owner has had at least one of these thoughts. I remember when I first got into Young Living, my first question to Kenneth was, do you really think I could do this? And he said, absolutely, you can put anything that you can do anything that you put your mind to. And this is the whole thing. Before we jump headfirst into all the amazing training here, let's work through some of the fears that people come up with, bust some of these myths, and get them in the right mindset. This will set the stage for you to be able to soak up all the information, get the most out of everything that you're going to be learning here tonight. All successful Young Living business owners have one thing in common. They all want more for themselves and their families, and they've decided to go for it. So helping others find wellness and achieve their dreams is a perfect marriage. So do me a favor and hear me out before you make any decisions about whether or not this is for you or whether or not you can do this business. Let me tell you what you don't need to have a successful business. It isn't about who you know. It's about the people your friends know. Because the average person only knows about 600 people. That's what research tells us anyway. So of course, we recommend you sign up as many of those 600 people as you know, but you don't need to sign up hundreds of people to succeed in this business. Span of 2 years, I was signing people up that knew other people. I was having classes in homes of other people. A good example was I went to a Reiki share and I wanted to share my oils, and I didn't know anybody in the room. I had seen an advertisement to a Reiki share and I'd never been to a Reiki share. I was first or second level Reiki, and I just showed up and I introduced myself and I told them what I did. And to this day, 21 years later, the woman's home that I walked into is my biggest leg. My biggest leg. And I didn't know anybody in that room. So you can you can find people out there and you can make this business work for you. I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you a screenshot. See if I can make it big. Can you see this screenshot?
Not yet. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so Young Living Business Builders. And you can find this stuff on the website, but 33%, many people fall in love with the products and are preferred customers long before they ever consider building a Young Living business. When preferred customers begin building a business by personally enrolling another individual, they're deemed as distributor or brand partner. Now we call it a brand partner. Our entry level business building rank is called a brand partner. In 2017, 33% of Young Living Business Building members were ranked as distributor and earned an average commission of $26 per month. But I will tell you that of those 33%, probably only about 2 to 3% actually build a business. I want you to know that, because I don't think we're answering the questions. 3% of the member population grow to silver, gold, and platinum. And actually, of the platinum members right now, I think it's between 1 and 3% of the entire population of Young Living. Does that make it unattainable? Absolutely not. That makes it more attainable. There's so much room. You know, there are so many people who don't know about Young Living yet, don't know that it's a business, aren't really leaning forward. 77.1% of members that are growing a business are silvers, and 17.4%, and I think this was in about 2017 or 2018, 17% were golds and 5.5% were platinums. The average income, a silver, an additional $2,000 a month would be nice. As a gold, $5,666. As a gold, I was making $6,000. As a platinum, the average is $13,872. That is really, really great income.
A month.
A month. A month, every month. So let's talk about, you don't need to be an extrovert or a good public speaker. There are a lot of ways to share Young Living. Do you feel comfortable just talking to your friends? How about asking them how they're doing and helping them in times of need? My granddaughter's on tonight, Shelly, and you can unmute yourself, Shelly. But Shelly's going to have to go to a funeral. Her thing to a dad just passed away on Thanksgiving Day. And she's going up there to be with that family, and none of them know about Young Living. Not that I think that you should, you know, this is a funeral and you should be in that state of mind, but do you know how many of those people that are going to be attending are traumatized from the loss? And one of the best things that I use when, and this is kind of family stuff, but I'm just going to, you know, lay it out on the table. Shelly's sister, her blood sister, Keela, was murdered about, well, I think it was 2017 that she was murdered, wasn't it, Shelly? Shelly might just.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was her dad that died on Thanksgiving. It was Keela's dad that died on Thanksgiving. So one of the things that I prayed over this Thanksgiving meal was, you know, please be with the family members, but also, you know, Mel will now be able to be with his only blood daughter, but he treated Shelley like a daughter. The thing is that when Keela passed away, I used Trauma Life, and I used it every single day. And I'm telling you, my grief was much faster. I believe it was much faster. And I came to grips knowing that my granddaughter had found true love in heaven with God's love and universal love. I mean, that's just an example, how we can share comfort and concern and love with people under any circumstances. You don't need to sell anything in Young Living. And this is a whole mindset. Building a Young Living business is not about selling Young Living. It is about building relationships. And as you spend time getting to know people and hearing what their needs are, you can share these amazing Young Living benefits with them. Trust me, if you're really listening to them and caring for them, you're going to find it so easy to share. And you don't have to know everything. A lot of people will come to me and say, well, I'm going to have so-and-so talk to you because what they can use for whatever, if it's a trigger finger, for example. The thing is there are basic oils that they can try that may help their trigger. I've had people who have had muscle spasms use Peace and Calming and have relief. Who knew? I would have said Aromaseeds, or I would have said Panaway, or I would have said Hulazul. But that's all they had. They had Peace and Calming, and they used it. So you don't have to know about every oil. You don't have to know about everything. As a business owner, it's your responsibility to learn your products, yes, to read and study and to become better and better at your craft. But here's two things for you to think about. First of all, aren't you grateful to the person who introduced you to Young Living? I doubt that you resent them. So sharing is good. It's a win-win, right? You're doing your friends a disservice if you don't share with them. And if you're in a mindset of sharing and not in a mindset of selling, then you're going to realize that it's your job as their friend to tell them about the amazing things that you experience in life that might help them. Anytime you hear about a great movie or you got a great bargain at a clothing store, or you found a great vegan restaurant that you wanted to share with somebody, are you going to keep it to yourself? No. I mean, I even shared my puppy picture on my Facebook page because I want to share the love. I want to share who I am with people. It's their job as an adult to decide if they're in or out, if they want to look at my puppy picture, or they want to go to the movie that I recommend or buy the book that I read. Be open to either decision for them. Do I dislike you because you don't want to get a puppy right now? No. You don't have to feel bad if they aren't accepting what you're saying. If they say no thanks, that's okay. And that's the problem, I think, is too many people have been sold. And, there's a lot of stuff out there that doesn't work. We all know that. And so you get people to spend their money on something and then it doesn't work for them. And then they resent you because you offered them something that they wasted their money on. Well, the thing about Young Living is you're going to use these products. They work. They're not going to be throwing their money away, especially if you continue to teach them about the lifestyle and the different things that we have, and make it exciting and trust them to trust you. If you're approaching them as a friend they'll feel it every time. Trust yourself to care and share without pushing or selling them. And please understand that you do not need to know the ins and outs of these products before you start sharing. In fact, what people really want to know is how you like the products. They won't necessarily understand or really care about scientific knowledge or product details. That's a certain kind of person, and that person is a green person, we call it. And we're going to go through the colors, you know, as we go along a little bit more. But they analyze everything. They're analytical, but not everybody's like that. A lot of people just want to have fun. They're blue, or so you don't have to know everything and have all the technical answers to all the technical questions to those that you sign up. If you do have all the questions, and I think if anything has been a hindrance to me, it's because I'm a green and I want to give everybody the facts, and they don't want all the facts. So they think that they need to be an expert, and ain't nobody got time for that. Trust me, don't be the expert. Now, Kim, you're a different situation. You're talking to a doctor, and you're an ND, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So, you know, you're talking apples and apples, but we, as an aromatherapist, I don't have to come across to the average Joe and tell them everything I know about aromatherapy. I'm talking apples and oranges if I do that. Adopt these 3 phrases. I'm not sure. Let's look at the reference material. Or I have a really good book at home, and that's going to help me get the answer that you're looking for. And that would be the essential oils desk reference. And once they see that, or you tell them about it, it may be something that they want to add to their library. Another phrase that you need to learn to use is, I'm not sure, but this worked for me. Or a third phrase for those who are using social media, you can say, I'm not sure. You should ask in the Facebook group, because we have a Facebook group for our team. And any question that comes up, I will either do a sidebar or I'll answer it right there so that everybody has the answer. So this shows others that you don't need to know everything to start sharing. And it takes that pressure off of you. Also, you don't need a big fancy house that looks straight out of Better Homes and Gardens. Your house is not too small or outdated to have friends over. Having a spotless house is not a reality for most of us, so it's okay to be real and to show them that you don't need a gigantic spick and span, perfect for entertaining home. But have people over. I know my granddaughter, Shelly, she has friends over for birthday parties and get-togethers. Why not have you know, just a get together? And if you're really opposed to having people come to your house, maybe your house is, you know, just in real disarray, or then there are a lot of other options. You can meet them at a local coffee shop. You can ask them to go to their house. I went to my neighbors right down the road and brought a few oils and sat and talked with them. But you can even find a local spot that allows community classes. You know, where there's a will, there's a way. But you have to do something if this is going to be a business. But the thing is that you don't need 8 hours a day to do this business to become successful either. When you're with people, being intentional about connecting, it takes a while to be with that person. This business is about relationships, remember? And when you're spending time with people, ask a few more questions to really find out what's going on in their life. And I'm going to give you a lot of tips and tools to work smarter not harder. Especially if you only have 30 minutes a day. We have a lot of ideas on how to make those 30 minutes really, really count. You also don't need to have a special degree like I do. You don't have to become an aromatherapist or a massage therapist or an ND, as Kim is, for people to find value in what you're telling them. People are going to listen to you because you're awesome and because you care about them. You have life experience and your own product experience. We all have our story. You know, in Shelley's case, she has 3 little boys she's raising. So she uses the oils on a daily basis, with different things that are going on. When she's talking to moms that have children at home, she's going to share with them her experience with these oils and how awesome they've been. What you have to say is relative and it's helpful. You are enough just the way you are. You don't have to be a professional anything. So let's address the whole what if people say no. It's a fear that we seem to have. Oh my gosh, if I call them, what are they going to do? What's the worst thing they're going to do? Just start talking about them, about what they're doing and catching up with them and their family first. But if you get down in the conversation and people do say no, then what? And then what? And then what? The point is, if someone says no, that means that they're just ready. They're just not ready right now. And life goes on. It's okay. It doesn't mean anything about you, and it doesn't make or break your business. What people don't like is a salesperson who won't take no for an answer, and they're continuing to prod and convince them. They're continuing to prod and convince and make them feel bad for saying no. So don't be like that. Not everyone will say yes, but you will be there for those who do say yes, and then you'll be there if and when the no changes their mind. A lot of times a no is just no, not yet. I'm not ready right now. I've got too many things going on in my life. And you really do want them placed in their life where they're ready to embrace a new lifestyle. Again, you don't need to know everything about this business or even where to start. That's what I'm here for. To help you to understand how to build a Young Living business. And we're going to go through lessons as we go through the weeks. I'm kind of surprised that Mary's not here because she was going to say who won the giveaway for last week, but I don't know. I don't know where she is. Anyway, what I want you to understand is that you can totally do this. I know so many people with different backgrounds and different personalities, and all of them are successful. The few things that they have in common were they played to their strengths. They stepped outside of their comfort zones, and that's the only way we're going to grow. They figured out what worked for them, and they went for it. This is a business. You have to study what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And most importantly, they never give up. They never quit. The only people who fail in this business are the people who quit. So hopefully you're feeling a little bit more confident about knowing that you can do this. I want to tell you that next week, I'm going to be talking about, I've got my Google Doc up somewhere. It is. Anyway, I think we're going to talk a little bit about network marketing, the business of the future. But in the meantime,
Wherever you want to step at, get your money out of here so you can ask.
I think I should mute you, Nikki. Should I mute you?
I'm
There. Okay. No worries. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to sign somebody up because Kim was wondering. And Kim, you can ask any questions or, so we're going to go to youngliving.com first. I'm going to share my screen.
Wanted to add one thing. It's better to actually not know everything, because if you have a new person who comes on board and you just have way back to get them, if you then they feel like they're going to have to know everything before they start doing the business. And since this is a business call, I would really, really stress to you, all of you, just say, that's a good question. Let's see what oils are good for that, and look it up in, the desk reference book or wherever, so that they know that that's what they'll do, and they don't have to know everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So hopefully you can see the Young Living homepage, youngliving.com, and I'm going to be clicking on United States English. Did you say this person was in Mexico?
No, she's a Beverly Hills doctor. We were in Mexico.
Oh, you were in Mexico. Okay, so we're going to go to United States English, and then all they do is they sign in. So, it's signing me in. Wait a minute. I don't want to sign into my account. Sign in. All right, and it'll come up with this screen. Now, they don't have a member number, and so they need to create an account. Do you see that at the bottom? If they're new to Young Living, they need to create an account. They click on create an account. They select their country, the United States. They select their language, and they continue. It asks them for their email, their first and last name, their phone number, a password, and your enroller ID. So that's why it's really nice to use the either have your own website where it automatically populates, and I highly recommend Get Oiling, and I have my affiliate ID on Diamond Miners. If you are looking for a website, if you don't have a website, I'm really dissatisfied with Young Living's website because it doesn't have all the products. And I just recorded that, but that's the way I feel. So where you actually find your affiliate, your link builder, it's called link builder link. I'll show you in just a minute, but that's what they need to put in both sponsor ID and enroller ID. And then you can move them based on where you are in your growth. But that's how they order. And then they just go on in the back office and they order. So they'll come up to this page and they'll shop. And if they want, you said she was interested in a premium starter kit.
Well, that's what guys, that's what I always did for so many years. And with this new site, I was trying to figure out how to do it.
Okay, so here's starter bundles. Do you see where I got my cursor?
Okay, I'm on my cell phone, but okay, starter bundles. Okay.
You still can get the, here's the premium starter kit with the Aria, the premium starter kit with the Desert Mist, the Dewdrop, and yeah.
Awesome. So they did not have to become a brand partner to get the starter kit.
Not at all.
Oh, wow.
And they don't become a brand partner by getting a starter kit. So in order for them to become a brand partner, they need to get a business essential kit. And that is this kit. And it is $29.95. And immediately upon their credit card being processed for this kit, they become a brand partner. You don't have to wait for your additional products to be shipped or anything.
I see. So that's what makes them a brand partner, is buying the business kit.
Potential kit, because that is what is going to tell you as their friend that they're ready to get serious about this.
I see. Thank you, Christina, for clarifying this.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. So I think that's it for tonight. I'm going to stop my share. I'm going to stop my recording. Does anybody have any questions first before I stop my recording? Nikki, I noticed that you kind of got on a little bit late.
Yes, I'm so sorry. We were getting out of church a little late, and I'm so sorry. I was trying to rush in, and I'm so sorry about that.
That's okay, Nikki. I'm just glad you're on here, and I hope that you got some information. You can always re-listen to the video. So I'm going to be posting it. All right. Anybody else? Any questions? If not, I'm going to stop the recording.